it's Rebecca from Wild West Dye. I'm just finishing off the Kitchener, and as you can see, these stitches are a bit loose at the moment, so I'm going to show you how I like neaten them up. But you can see you've got all the V's, and quite helpfully I had a bit of rainbow section when I did that. I've got the last 2 stitches, so for the last 2 stitches I'm just going to do a knit off purl, okay, and then a purl off knit, and I'm going to take the 2 stitches off. I don't go through these 2 stitches again, and it just seems to make it lumpy, so I just go through the last 2 stitches once. Right now I want to neaten up my Kitchener, so the stitch size is the same as my other stitches. You can see here I've worked it a bit loose. And then what I'm just going to using the sort of end of my darning needle is start feeding through the legs of the stitches just to neaten it up. Don't pull it too tight. You just want it to have the same stitch height as your other stitches, like so, right? So again, just pull on one leg, tighten it up, pull on the next leg, tighten it up, like that, and you can just keep on going to the end. So, and like I said, if your Kitchener ends up too tight, you can feed yarn back in, but I find it's easier to take yarn out than it is to feed it back in, but it's always possible. So we're going to keep on going here, and then I'll show you. Oh, I missed a leg there, so don't miss a leg. There we go. And then I'll show you how I sew in the end. You can sew in your end on the inside, of course. I generally just do it on the outside. Doesn't really matter. And I'll use a duplicate stitch. Here we go. There we go. Make sure your yarn tail doesn't pull out when you're pulling on that last leg there, right? Here we go. So there we go. There's the neatened up Kitchener. And then I'll normally sew it in on the back side, the bottom of the foot, so to speak. So I'm going to just thread my darning needle here. That's it. I might stick my hand up inside the sock because that makes it a little wee bit easier. There we go. And then I'll start duplicate stitching here. And I'm going to add a bit of rainbow, randomly. And honestly, I don't mind that. Okay, so let's get in focus. There we go. So I'm just going to take my end. I'm going to go into the base of a V here. There we go. You can see the base of the V. Pull it through. I haven't got enough tail there. There we go. And then I'm going to go round the top of the V. Or basically, you go through the 2 legs of the V above, right? Now, you might not want to stitch a different colour on top of a different colour, and that's fine. Then you can just go over the same colours, right? But I don't really mind. Or you can do this on the inside too. Okay. Off. Here we go. Just sew it through here. So we go back through the base of the V, up a V, underneath the legs of the stitch above, back through that V again there. Keep on going. I generally do this like 8 times. Okay, and then you can just sew in, trim off your end once you've done it. And there's your sock. Here we go. Thanks.